It is Friday, July 10th, and this is CONCACAF Video Signals. Today on Video Signals, after proceedings last night in Houston, 3 teams qualified for the Gold Cup quarterfinals. We'll take a look at the Group C doubleheader. We'll also check out video in advance of this evening's final Group A games. Plus, we have the always popular CONCACAF quiz. We start with Gold Cup at Reliant Stadium in Houston, Texas, where a Group C doubleheader was played last night before nearly 48,000 fans. In the evening's second encounter, Mexico and Panama tied 1-1. The game included a 12-minute delay late in the second half for a pushing and shoving match as players left their benches and debris flew from the stands. The result clinched quarterfinal berths for Canada, the USA, and Guadeloupe, which beat Nicaragua 2-0 earlier in the evening. A tense evening turned ugly when Panama's Ricardo Phillips pushed Mexican head coach Javier Aguirre near the Mexican bench. Phillips reacted after Aguirre appeared to kick him as the Panamanian dribbled the ball down the sideline. The 34-year-old San Francisco FC player pushed the coach, and Mexico's bench immediately reacted. Both Phillips and Aguirre were ejected. Mexico took a 1-0 lead 10 minutes into the game as Miguel Saba scored the 500th goal in Gold Cup history. The 29-year-old sent a rolling cross from Giovanni Dos Santos to the opposite post to beat Panama goalkeeper Jaime Piñeiro. 19 minutes later, Blas Perez, who plays for Pachuca in Mexico, tied the game. He tapped in a ball near the mouth of the goal past goalkeeper Guillermo Ochoa. Perez reached a Felipe Baloy pass. Mexico defenders Jose Castro and Johnny Magallon watched the play develop. In the opener, Guadeloupe made it 2 wins in a row, defeating Nicaragua 2-0. Aurelien Capoue set up goals by Stéphane Auvray and Ludovic Gauthier 2 minutes apart in the second half. Auvray opened the scoring in the 57th minute when he volleyed in a Capoue looping cross that went over the head of Nicaraguan defender Silvio Avilés. Auvray made no mistake from 6 yards out. For the second goal, Gauthier controlled another Capoue pass with his left foot, touched it ahead, and finished with his right in the 59th. The result gave Guadeloupe, which reached the semifinals in 2007, 6 points and sends it to a rematch in Sunday's Group C finale against Mexico, which eliminated it 2 years ago. Nicaragua lost for the second straight game and will meet Panama next. The final Group A games will be played tonight in Miami at the Florida International University Stadium. In the opener, Canada squares off against Costa Rica. With a quarterfinal place assured, it will be interesting to see if capturing first place in Group A will serve as motivation for the Maple Leafs this evening. When playing their last game in Gold Cup group play, the Canadians have 3 wins in 8 tries. Costa Rica and Canada last met in the Gold Cup in 2007, a 2-1 win for the North Americans. The Ticos have only 2 wins in their last 8 Gold Cup games and have scored 1 goal or less in the last 6. They will need to regain their scoring touch tonight to stave off possible elimination. In the nightcap, El Salvador will try to make its 3rd Gold Cup quarterfinals when it squares off against Jamaica. The Cuscatlecos will need to avoid the same kind of defensive lapse that cost them dearly against Canada on Tuesday. They have only 4 wins in 16 all-time Gold Cup games and lost to Jamaica 2-0 in its only Gold Cup meeting more than 11 years ago. Jamaica is certainly ruining missed opportunities, especially when you consider that it lost its first 2 games by 1-0 scores. The Reggae Boys have tasted defeat in 4 straight Gold Cup games, being shut out in 3 of them. Canada is through to the quarterfinals for the 4th time ever. Who from Group A will join them? Now it is time for today's CONCACAF quiz. Yesterday, we asked if you knew for what club team that both Haiti's Fabrice Noël and James Marcelin play. This question generated a great deal of response. The correct answer is the Puerto Rico Islanders, a semifinalist in the last CONCACAF Champions League. Last night, Mexico's Miguel Saba scored the 500th goal in Gold Cup history. For today's question, do you know who scored the first goal way back in 1991? Here's a hint. He was also the same player to score the first ever Gold Cup hat-trick. If you think you know the answer, please send an email to VideoSignals@concacaf.org by 12 p.m. New York time tomorrow. All those answering correctly will have their names placed into a weekly contest where the winner will receive a CONCACAF prize. Well, that's all for today. We'll have a special edition of the show for you tomorrow. Thanks for taking the time to join us at VideoSignals, your source for CONCACAF news.